Mike Callahan here. Wanted to make a quick video about your areas of genius in your business. What I mean by this is there's certain things that you as a business owner or the people in your business is their specific skill set or genius. So what we see a lot of times is business owners wearing multiple hats and not really specifically focusing on what they're good at or their area of being skill set as basically a genius. So there's several areas in a business that I recommend looking at, especially in a service business. And the first one is financials and production and basically budgeting. So the financials and how do we actually price stuff. So if that's not your area of genius, then I suggest going out and hiring someone. And if it's not in the budget or the scale of your business quite yet, actually going out and hiring a consultant or professional to help you there. Next part is going to be your internal systems and processes as far as your equipment. If you're in the lawn care or landscape industry, this definitely was not my area of genius for sure in my lawn care company, but preventative maintenance and working on the equipment, things like that, that's an area that we need to be able to manage and be able to effectively take care of, because that's a major pain point if the equipment's not working properly or engines are being blown and multiple things that are going wrong. So we're looking at our financials and production rates. We're looking at equipment and preventative maintenance. And then the big one right now is employee systems and training. So along with that, I would probably encompass recruiting. So this is another area of genius that I would go out and hire for specifically, HR recruiting / training. Now, depending on the size of your organization, it may be two separate positions. But the idea is we've got to have somebody that their native genius is going out and recruiting and making sure your new applicants align with your mission, vision, values. It's a cultural fit. In addition, in the field, whether it's lawn care, home cleaning, pest control, we also need to have a native genius or a skill set to actually be able to train. And a lot of things that we really miss in the service industries, we don't actually go out and train our trainer to train. So your guy or girl out in the field might be the best lawn mowing crew leader there is, but unfortunately, they don't have the native genius to actually go out and train and actually replicate a standardized operating procedure. So what we really want to do is go in and tackle the financial and production rate estimating, equipment, preventative maintenance systems around that, and then employee systems as far as recruiting, training, and onboarding. That's going to be another area. And then the last area, there's several more, but the main areas that I want to talk about today is going to be your sales and marketing systems. And that is going to be another native genius area that we probably should hire specifically for to go out and get those leads, qualify them, close sales, and then upsell to raise that client lifetime value, as well as creating a marketing system to drive qualified leads in. So as you're looking at the financial productions, the equipment, preventative maintenance, and systems around maintenances, employee systems, and now sales and marketing systems, you got four distinct areas. And what you traditionally see is in an organization that's starting to scale, the business owner should really be ahead of the strategy and the mission and the vision in leading the charge. But what we find in most service businesses is that owner, his native genius is traditionally not going to help the business scale quickly. So a lot of times a lawn care business owner may be really good at sales or equipment and preventative maintenance, but they're not really good at the operational part of getting employees, recruiting, training, and onboarding and training those trainers. And they're maybe not really strong on the financial and production rate area to actually go out and bid jobs profitably to be able to scale and create budgeted time and profitability. So really the point of the video today is I think we, as business owners, we need to take a look inward and see exactly what our native genius is, our strength, and we probably should also make sure that that native genius that we're providing for the business is those $100 to $200 value things. If your native genius is preventative maintenance and equipment maintenance, that's great, and maybe that's your passion, but we need to go out and hire people to plug those other holes. But at the end of the day, maybe that is your passion, but as you're starting to scale that business, working a wrench and working equipment and changing oil is probably not the $100 to $200 jobs that you need to be doing to scale the business and create a system around it. So it's not only that your native genius needs to be focused on where you bring the best value, but it's got to be those $100 to $200 an hour jobs. Now, as the business scales, and I know a few business owners, actually their native genius is preventative maintenance and equipment, and they really enjoy wrenching on the equipment. Nothing wrong with that, but what they've done is gone out and hired people to fill the other gaps to basically run the business, and they focus on the equipment and setup. So they've got 20, 30 crews with all the equipment, and that's where they want to be. There's nothing wrong with that, but you've got to have a look inward to be able to say, okay, this is where my skill set is. This is where I can provide the most value. But now at scale, I can afford to bring these other people in to continue to scale this business. So today's challenge is kind of go out and take a look at it. Where is your native genius? Where are you bringing the most value to the business? Is it the financial and estimating, production, or financial and production rate setup for estimating? Is it the recruiting and training and onboarding piece? Is it the equipment and asset management? Or is it the sales and marketing? And I suggest that we build and go out and hire around this. And if we're not at the point where we can afford to hire for it, we go out and hire experts, whether it's a virtual assistant, a consultant, going into a masterminds group and kind of working together on those things. But those are the things we need to focus on, in my opinion, to go out and scale a business quickly. I did that exactly in my 7-figure business now at SimpleGrowth, outside of the lawn care company. But I went out and got Bill and Lori as expert developers. And as Bill and Lori continue to grow, they've brought Chad in as a junior developer and almost basically a developer at this point. We're building a bench that can continue to scale and retrain. We brought Dylan and Virginia in, who both have owned 7-figure lawn care businesses and snow removal. They've lived in the trenches that everybody has already lived in that we're working with. They understand the needs of our clients, and they also understand how to scale a business, and they have native genius in helping people achieve that. They've already done it, and they understand those pitfalls. But and it's SimpleGrowth. Obviously my native genius is kind of setting the strategy and the vision. But in addition, I do have a passion for helping business owners create production rate-based estimating systems that are scalable and that can be delegated. So those are the different ideas that I've kind of taken into SimpleGrowth, and it's allowed us to scale to 7 figures and beyond significantly quicker than we did in the lawn care company, because going at it the second time, they say it's easier to break $1 million. I don't want to say it's necessarily easier, but it is a little bit easier because you already understand that you can't do everything, and it's better to surround yourself and go out and get the experts or the geniuses in each part and build and scale a team around that. And with the labor market, how tight it is, we may have to pay some more and charge some more, but I'm going to recommend that you go out and find people that have the native genius in the gaps in your business and look at that finance and estimating systems to make sure it's hitting your financial goals. We look at someone to recruit, train, and onboard and train your trainers, which is probably the most important right now given the labor market. We're going to go in and do sales and marketing. And then if you're in the lawn care and landscape industry, we need somebody that has a native genius for equipment and managing the fleet, because that can get out of control and get extremely costly, especially with downtime or replacing engines. So we've made all the mistakes possible in my business, not plugging these holes with the right people. But I will tell you, the second time at it, and as we continue to grow my lawn care company, after learning these lessons, it went significantly smoother and faster. So homework today is go in and figure out what is your native genius. Is it at least $100 to $200 an hour job? And where is the biggest gap, the pain point in your business that you could go out and hire someone on your team to fill the gap of that native genius that's missing? Or if you're not at scale to have a full-time person, is there a consultant? Is there a business coach or something, or a virtual assistant or a part-time agency that can do that for you until you can actually bring it in-house? And sometimes it may be easier to not even bring it in-house, build it in the budget with a fixed cost, and that is a quicker way to scale occasionally. So comments, questions, drop them below. What's your native genius, and how are you going to go fill the gaps probably around your employee recruiting, training, and onboarding process to overcome this labor crunch? And big surprise coming up here in the next month or so. We are going to unveil a new employee recruiting process that we've been working on for the last 5 or 6 months at SimpleGrowth that should be able to help everybody. And we'll provide some more information about that and how you can do it yourself. And a big magazine article coming up I just wrote for Snow Magazine this September from GIE Media. So hopefully see you at GIE and Expo. And Mike Callahan with Callahan's Corner. You ask questions, we answer them live.